Hey, thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Saturated Canary image called Believe. And this is for my Color Wednesday blog post of March 30th, 2016. I will put a link down in the description box to the image if you would like to head over and grab one up and color along with me. Otherwise, I have printed my image out on Neenah 80-pound Solar White cardstock. So let's color. Alright, so I'm going to cut my image out for my finished card, so we don't need outliner today. Today we're going to start with the skin, so we're going to do E21, E00, E50, and for our cheeks I'm going to use R12 and R11. So let's start out with E21, and I'm going to do her back first. So let's do right along her outfit, and go right by that bow. And I'm going to do a thin line down here. And then let's do her arm. We're going to come right up the back of her arm onto her shoulder. And then I'm going to do E00. Soften this line right here on the edge, and then we're going to go over that with our E50. Okay, and then let's go up here and we'll do her face. So again, I've grabbed E21. And let's start with her neck. So I'm going to do the front of her neck like this, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit onto her shoulder, and then I want to go along the bottom lip, and then along her chin, and then I'm going to bring this line up behind her ear like this. And then I want to add a little bit up here in her hairline. So I'm going to flick a little bit here along the edge, up to her ear. And then I'm going to grab E00, and I want to soften this edge, so I'm going to touch down on top of my E21, pull right out here into the edge, and let's soften this, and then along her brow line. And I'm going to bring this down and around her cheek there. Let's do in here. And then I'm going to grab E50 and fill that in. Okay, and I'm going to go back with the second coat here in a minute, but I want to add our cheek color, so I'm going to grab R12, and I'm going to use these great little dots that are right here on her cheek as my guide. I'm just going to bring a line right out here, and then kind of flick down past her glasses a little bit. And then I'm going to grab R11, and I want to soften the edges down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to grab E00. And we want to bring in a little bit more color. And I'm going to cover over that little cheek. And then I want to go over the entire face again with my E50. And I'm going to color her hair brown, so I'm just going to flick right over this line for her E21 and just soften that just a little bit. And I think I'm going to pinken her cheek up a little bit more, so I'm going to grab R12, and then R11, and then I'll go over that with my E50. want to give a little color to the lens of her glasses. For that, we're going to use V20, V000, and E50. So I'm going to start with my V20, and I'm just going to go with a thin line right along the front of this little bit of glass that's showing on this side. And then I'm going to go right around in a circle. And then I'm going to soften the edge of that circle with my V00. And then I'm going to take my E50 and go right over the top of that. For her hair, let's use E57, E43, and E50. I'm going to start over here on the end of her ponytail with my E57. And I'm just going to touch down. It's kind of skinny down here, so I'm going to be careful not to color outside the lines. And then we're going to bring this color up here a little bit into her ponytail. And then I want to bring it away from her little ponytail wrapper. And then I'm going to do over here on this side of her ponytail. And then I want to do away from her bangs, or from her forehead. And then I'm going to go with E43 next. And up from her ponytail on this side. Then I'm going to add E50. And then I want to go back again with my E57 and add just a little bit more of my shadows in. And then come away from her bangs. I'm going to bring these out here just a little bit more. And then I think I'll add just a little bit more of my E43. Okay, let's do the top of her pantsuit next. For that, we're going to use R83, 81, and RV52. I'm going to start with my R83, and I'm going to bring that color right along the back of her arm and down here. But I want to bring that line out just a little bit more, so I'm going to turn it sideways so that I can touch down on top of that line and then flick my pen out a little bit, so I get a heavier line at the start, and then as I go out, my strokes get a little bit lighter. And then same thing with her pants on this side. Let's go right along her fanny. And around this pocket. And then I'm going to do a little dab right here on this tie and inside the tie. Okay, and same thing for the bottom of her pants. I want to still flick up. So I'm going to touch down on top of that line and then flick up into her body. And then I'm going to add R81. So I'm going to touch down on top of the R83. I'm going to flick some more up here. And we're going to flick away from her body on this side. And I'm going to add a little bit to her bow. And then I'm going to finish with RV52. And since I don't want to color out of the lines because I'm going to cut her out and I want white around the outside, I'm going to flick down so I don't accidentally color outside, and then come up from the bottom. Same with this side. Let's go around here. I want to go over the entire area. For the bottom of her pantsuit, let's use R56, R85, R83, and R81. And I'm also going to do her pocket, so let's do that real quick. For that, I'm going to use R56 and R85. So let's do R56 first. I'm just going to do a little bit along the bottom here. And then I'm going to take my R85 to fill it in. And then let's do this side. So again, I'm going to grab R56, and let's do right along here. And then I'm going to do her pants. So let's do this side. So I want to bring it out here a little bit. So I'm going to touch down on the edge of her pants and flick out here into her, about, I'd say I used about a third of her pants there. And then we'll go around this way. I'm going to color down here and touch off on my line so I don't make a big mess. And then I'm going to go with R85. So let's color in this back section since there's not much there. And then over here, I'm going to flick over the top of our last color. And we're going to bring that around over here. And then we're going to add R83. And we'll go right up over here. I think I'll do it just a little bit more down here on our pants. And then let's do a little dab right along this side of our pants. And then we want to fill it in with R81. Let's just fill this in, and then I want to bring my color all the way across. And I like to go backwards too because it kind of pushes some of that color back and smushes my lines together. So that leaves us with our shoe. So let's use W9, 7, 5, 3, 1, and 00. I'm going to start with my W9. And let's do her cute, I'm just going to do this one little stripy section here on her shoe. So I want to go right next to her pants with my W9. And then across the bottom. And I'm not worried about that shoelace. And then I'm just going to flick up a little bit away from my corner there. And then I'm going to grab W7 and add that. Same thing, I'm just going to flick up, and I'm going to go right along the edge of this little line. And then I'm going to fill it in with W5. Okay, and then I want to add some color to the sole, so I'm going to start with W3. So let's do this cute little spot that's showing over here. Like that. And then I'm going to use this along the bottom. Like this. And let's do a little bit along the bottom of this section. And then we'll add W1. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this back section in. And then we just want to touch down on top of our W3 and pull along that line and soften the edge. Same for this side. I'm just going to soften that edge just a little bit. And then we're going to fill it in the rest of the way with W00. I'll brush over my top of my shoe one more time. And soften that edge just a little bit. So there's our beautiful Believe all colored up. Didn't she turn out great? I'm going to add some glossy accents to the lens of her glasses so it looks like glass. And if you would like to see the finished card to see what I did with her, you can head over to the store blog on April the 2nd of 2016 and see that. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I'll gladly get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you had fun coloring with me today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.